Hey guys, what is up? It is your friendly neighbor here, back again with another Isaac breaking run. This time we're going to start with Spoon Bender. Because it's sweet. So, I wanted to do an actual, like, breaking run, where I break the game, for this one. But after resetting for trillions of years and not finding it, I settled with Spoon Bender, so here we are. I will attempt as hard as I can to, within reason of course, to actually get a breaking run start, in the near future. Remember how I said I was getting a cold a few episodes ago? I'm still in the exact same position, which is to say that I don't have a cold yet, I'm getting a cold. So my voice is kind of fucked, which is horrible, but whatever. At least I can make funnier, well, more compelling and convincing voice crack jokes, if I wish to go that way. Because it's much easier to crack my voice when it's super awful and, you know, scratchy and disgusting and, you know. Oh yeah, that feels good. It doesn't feel good. It's the opposite of good. It doesn't. Oh well. I think if I was gonna be a voice actor, all of my characters would explicitly be, you know, some variety of character who wants to have a voice crack, which, depending on, you know, your what do you call your the word? It's like assumptions, but it's like about a people. Fucking, I forgot the word. It's like a very, very, very commonly used word that I also commonly use. Fucking stereotype. Fuck. Okay, depending on the stereotypes that you wish to employ, my character would probably have to be either I don't know, a prepubescent child, or a pubescent child, if you will, one who is actively going through puberty, or some variety of fucking nerd, which, let's be real, I already play that character daily, am I right? Up top, okay, yeah, that's right, nice, up top, okay, alright, let's go, alright, well, okay, okay, alright, okay then, alrighty then. Alright. Okay. I'm sorry, you didn't have to hear that. Not the joke. The joke was like, you know, the joke wasn't great, but like the part that you didn't have to hear was me like celebrating the joke. That was the part that was like, that was just, it was unnecessary, and I apologize, and I feel bad about it. Sagittarius is pretty good, pretty good. It's actually really good. Sagittarius is one of the better items in the game. Especially, like, comboed with Spoonbender, I'm very much a fan of my current build. It's real good, actually. I have a single damage up, which obviously I would like more, but, you know, it's a start. And, of course, all of these are fucking empty as shit. Well, no reroll, I guess. Hoping for the best, then. This build is real good. Sagittarius is sweet, because it is quite literally just piercing shots. Piercing shots plus a speed up. That's it. It's literally 2 items combined. I'd say if you want to separate items into tiers, tier 1 would be, you know, tier 1 would be tier changing effects. No, but like, you know, stuff like Brimstone and Mom's Knife and stuff like that. Those I'd say would be like tier 1. And then the entirety of tier 2 would be a combination of every single item that is a combination of items, if that makes sense. So, items that give 2 stats that each on their own would be acquired from a single item that gives a single stat. So, for example, Roid Rage. Roid Rage is a combination of a speed up, akin to, you know, all of the just straight speed ups. So like Wooden Spoon or Belt. And then a range up that is akin to all of these single range ups, which would be like Mom's Heels, Mom's Lipstick, stuff like that. So that'd be like a tier 2 item. And Sagittarius, I'd say, is pretty much tier 2. Because again, it just straight up combines 2 single items, right, that give a single effect. With no downsides, which is pretty good. Obviously, like, tier... Fuck, I don't know, like 87 would be... There'd be a lot of items in that fucking bottom tier. And those would all be shitty spacebar items. So you can see why I'm saying there's a lot in there. Because there are a few shitty spacebar items, I guess. It's like 10 or something. You know, it's whatever. Oh yeah, so I'm gonna be checking out Jurassic World today. Unfortunately, I think I'm also recording tomorrow's episode today, so I won't be able to give my 2 cents on it in the next episode, but I'll be able to in the one after that. I've heard really good shit, and I'm like super hesitant about, you know, saying that it might be good. I'm super hesitant because it's just most, like, I don't know, most of the things that fucking Spielberg has touched in the past, like, 5 years have been shit, so that's my main hesitation, is the fact that Spielberg doesn't give a shit about good movies anymore and just wants to pad his fucking wallet. Which isn't inherently a bad stance to take, but as a person who enjoys good movies more so than, you know, the movie culture, or whatever fucking, you know, explanation you need to use to say that Spielberg's not a fucking sack of shit now, it bothers me. And I've talked about it time and time again. Fucking Super 8 is the biggest waste of money I have ever taken part in my life. Like, really, it really sucked. And time and money, both of which. Just a fucking utter waste. And if you haven't seen Super 8, don't. Unless, you know, you're doing it in, I mean, completely legal manner. You know what I'm saying. Just really, don't watch it, though. Like, it's so fucking bad. Imagine E.T., except with infinity budget, doesn't know what to do with the budget, and awful child actors. Like, people shit on child actors all the time, and I think rightly so. I think children are bad actors, but sometimes you need a child for your fucking, you know, to tell your story. But I think if you compare the actors in Super 8 to the actors in E.T., which are separated by generations of age, right? And the people involved in the creation of the movie are older and understand, you know, certain things better. Maybe, I don't know, just to throw it out there, maybe they understand how to fucking tell a child actor how to act better. You know, they can give them motivations and shit like that, whatever. But, like, E.T.'s children actors, who were they? It was It was Drew Barrymore, right? Was the girl. Was it? I don't even remember. She was a child actor. I don't know. It's been fucking ages since I've seen E.T. Regardless, the actors in E.T. were like fucking miles better than Super 8. Like not even remote. Like you can't even compare them without the Super 8 ones looking like fucking, you know, kids playing pretend acting or something. It's fucking dumb. Also, the writing was pretty bad in Super 8. Not only were the actors bad, but the writing was just pretty fucking shit. Also, again, it's just like literally an E.T. reboot. Like it's E.T. It's just, that's how it is, unfortunately. It's a shitty E.T. reboot. Because the thing is, in E.T., the alien E.T. himself, I don't know what they fucking called him, canonically what his fucking name is, I don't know. But he wasn't like a hostile alien, right? He was just fucking scared and wanted to get home. Right? So it was like a lot more compelling of a character, rather than this fucking murdering monster. Sorry, spoilers for Super 8. It's really not spoilers, and I don't think you'll mind spoilers. Whatever. Every time I talk about spoilers, some other person gets fucking upset that I didn't give a spoiler warning or something. Anyway, it's a fucking bloodthirsty murdering monster that does the classic fucking stare down of the main character who can't die. You know, he's not allowed to die within the movie. So the monster who murdered tens of people before him, right, without even batting a fucking eye, suddenly sees this main character and just stops and gives him the stare down. Why? What's the reasoning? And then at the end of the movie, we're supposed to be like, go home, alien. You can be free now. Fucking murdered hundreds of people and destroyed the town. Why should we be happy for you? Fucking kill that shit. I don't understand. Where's us being, like, you know, drawn to the alien's story? I'm not drawn to the alien story. He's a fucking murdering goddamn monster. For all I give a shit about, he fucking deserves to die, you know? But they're like, well, the government's gonna kill you. Yes. Yes, they are. Go home, be free, alien. Why? Let the government kill him. It made sense to stop the government from killing the fucking alien in E.T. because he wasn't doing anything. He was just existing. All he wanted to do was go home. It was sad. But in Super 8, it's like, well, it appears as if this alien has cost us trillions of dollars in repairs and murdered half of our town. But we'll let it go. Go home, alien. Be free. I don't get it. I don't fucking understand. There's no motivation for us to give a shit about the alien, you know? None whatsoever. The only motivation is fucking nostalgia for E.T. That's all it is. Also, hear me out. Alright. I don't mind shaky cam found footage films. Alright? I don't mind them. I really don't have a problem with them. However, if you're gonna do a shaky cam found footage film, make it at least a tad bit realistic in terms of the found footage aspect. Right? That's why fucking Paranormal Activity sucks balls. Because there's no realism in the found footage. Ooh, well, there's no aliens, so is that not real? Yeah, okay. Or there's no fucking ghosts. Like, I get it, right? I understand. It's not that, you know, it's not like aiming to be a hyper-realistic thing. But if you're going to make it seem like you're a found footage film, fucking take notes from the found footage film that fucking started it all. Which, by the way, is the Blair Witch Project, which I don't really like that much, but you have to give it credit. It knew what it was doing. It knew what it was trying to be. And it knew how to do found footage that made sense, right? You don't even fucking see the monster in it because the people are shitting their pants. It makes sense. It's not like fucking Paranormal Activity 2 where it's like, well, we don't see the monster because for some reason the person who found footage from these dozens of security cameras that are set up to view every inch of the household, we don't see the ghost because the dude who's stitching this footage together is a fucking mongoloid. Like, come on! If it would be visible on one of the cameras, fucking show it! That's, like, you know. And then Cloverfield did it real well, too. All the times that you see the monster, it's made believable, right? And the shakiness is fucking it's them shitting their pants, right? I really like Cloverfield, by the way. And I know people hate on Cloverfield all the time, and I don't get it. I will sympathize with the fact that some people have motion sickness, or suffer from motion sickness, and couldn't watch it because it was probably the shakiest shaky cam film that's ever existed. So, like, you know, I get that. But if you can watch the movie, and your main gripe with it is that, like, you don't see the monster, like, I don't know. The only negative thing I ever hear about Cloverfield is the shaky cam, and I don't get it, because I don't know. I don't mind it. I don't see a serious problem with it. The shaky cam, like, makes sense within the, you know, the fucking script. It's not just, like, there to show fucking action like it sometimes is used in movies nowadays, which is really fucking awful, by the way. Any movie that uses shaky cam to try and fucking portray action and not just, you know, actually makes sense, like a person holding a camera. That's the worst. Also, what was I gonna say? Oh, right. The other thing about found footage is that if you're found footage that you're, you know, quote, releasing, right, with the movie in mind, if that is from a fucking Super 8, it's not gonna be 1080p. Get that shit out of here. What are you doing? Fucking, come on. It was recorded on something that fucking, you know, has like the playback quality of a fucking postage stamp, you know? It's not like a legitimately good movie camera, right? You gotta make your found footage believable. You can't just be like, well, these children were recording on a camera that was created fucking 50 years before blah blah blah. Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't. And I know people will be like, well then, you know, I don't want to watch a movie that's fucking 240i. Well, too fucking bad then. Because that's apparently where the footage was found from. If the footage was found from if the footage was found from a fucking camera on a Nintendo 3DS, you're not gonna show it off as, you know, 1080p fucking film. It's not gonna happen. That's not how it works. Same is true for whatever camera you fucking record with your stupid found footage bullshit. And that's, again, why Blair Witch Project and Cloverfield, I think, are really good. Because they're fucking believable. Ooh. I'm gonna take Jesus juice. They're believable. The found footage aspect of those movies makes sense. Like, sure, there wasn't a gigantic monster that destroyed New York City. That didn't exist. But did it make it believable? Yeah, yeah, it did. And there's not some crazy fucking murdering crazy woman called a witch by everybody in the town in some fucking random town in bumfuck nowhere. And there weren't teenagers making a documentary about it who fucking died in doing so and argued about a map for fucking 40 minutes. That didn't happen. I get it. But the cameras lined up with the story, you know? If it's found footage, the people who were recording it were using fucking camcorders, you know? Like some cheapo $50 camcorder that they found at Best Buy or, I don't know, Circuit City or somewhere. I don't fucking go anywhere to fucking tech stores that are chains. You know, they're not gonna have a movie level camera there with a wide angle lens and all this bullshit. Like, that's not how it works, you know? So get that shit out of here. And even if you did film with an actual, like, studio camera and you're trying to make it a found footage film, that's fine, because that's what Cloverfield did. They just made it look like it would be the correct kind of footage. And it looked fine. It didn't look awful. And that's everybody's, like, main complaint with doing something in that way, is that, well, it'll just look bad. It didn't look bad in Cloverfield. I didn't think so. It looked believable, and you could still tell everything that was going on. At least I think so. Some people don't. Some people disagree and say that it was too hard to actually understand what was happening at every turn or something. Although that's attributed to the shaky cam more so than the resolution of the footage. Excuse me. Pardon me. I would like you to stop. You didn't stop. So I don't know. Super 8's shit. Most found footage pieces of shit are shit now, which sucks. Because I legitimately like it as a, I don't know, subgenre, I guess is what you'd call it. I really do. I find found footage films frequently fabulous for fear of, I don't know. I like them. I do. I really do. They're enjoyable. As long as they're done right. That's definitely the caveat. Caviar. How did I get here? I don't remember. Right, Spielberg, Super 8. That's right. And I know Spielberg's not directing Jurassic World, so technically, you know, it's not. But, like, Spielberg did ruin Super 8, and he wasn't directing that either. That was J.J. Abrams, actually. Right? I think so. Yeah, it was J.J. Abrams. Who, by the way, I think gets a lot of shit that he doesn't deserve. No Tinted Rock. I think J.J. Abrams gets a lot more shit than he really deserves. I mean, he's like Spielberg's fucking pupil now. So I guess maybe he deserves more shit. But I still think that a lot of people, you know, they have opinions on JJ, poor old JJ, that are really just kind of formed out of nowhere. I don't know, I think he did a great job with Lost. And he technically had very little, but technically greater than zero things to do with Cloverfield. He wasn't like a producer, he wasn't a director, he wasn't a writer, he was like a... I don't remember what he's called. I don't think he was even credited in the credits, but he definitely was involved. He He helped the creation of Cloverfield. He wasn't the director, right? I don't remember. I'm pretty sure he wasn't. I'm pretty sure I've had this conversation before a million times over, where I was like talking about J.J. Abrams, and I'm like, yeah, but I like Cloverfield. And the person's like, well, he didn't direct that, so what are you on about? But he definitely had something to do with it. I know that. Mama Goity! This is the longest Mama Gertie fight that's ever happened. Yeah, synth oil's good. Please be an item. Ooh, it is. Ooh, it is. I'm just gonna pop this because fuck this guy. Fuck him up. How is that different? How is that different? How is that different? They were the exact same. All right, bullshit. Get the fuck out. Oh, good. Well, I guess I'm taking the body. Fuck that floor. Okay. Sure. Yeah, but I think anything that Spielberg touches now is probably not gonna be great. But I think Jurassic World has potential. At the very least, it's playing on my fucking nostalgia, and it hurts. Excuse me, I didn't realize Pin was in this room. What in the fucking shit is going on? Alright. I somehow didn't get hit. Impressive. Yeah, I think I'm gonna see, I mean, I'm definitely gonna see Star Wars Episode 7. And I think the reason that I'm gonna see Jurassic World is exactly the same. And it's because, you know, it is insert movie I like here. Or series I like here. So I must see. Okay. Also, just you know, if you're planning on creating a reboot of something or a continuation of a series of movies, right? You, the viewer, if you become a fucking famous Hollywood director or something, and you're planning on making a sequel or a reboot of an already liked series of movies, do anything at all with the soundtrack, specifically like a theme of some variety that everybody can, you know, identify with for the movie, because that'll sell more tickets than anything else you do. Because that's how fucking Star Wars and Jurassic World are getting me. Shit, dude. I got fucking 1-2 punch comboed by his bullets with, into me. But yeah, like, I didn't want to see Jurassic World when I first heard about it. And then I saw the trailer. And then after the trailer, I was like, I'm still not seeing it. It's gonna be shit. And then I saw the trailer again. And then again. And then again. And every time I saw the trailer, the fucking part with the piano, where it just ding, 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 and then like a fucking scream. Yeah, alright, you got me. I guess I'm watching it. You've done it. And then Star Wars Episode 7, it's not exactly the exact, you know, it's not like the same song, but they took heavy inspiration for the song that they showed in the trailer from the original trilogy of Star Wars, not the prequel trilogy, original trilogy, soundtrack. Heavy inspiration from it. You could absolutely tell that it had like even little bits and pieces of the soundtrack just embedded in it. Fucking nostalgia sells, man. It's the only thing I'm trying to tell you right now. and audible nostalgia is one of the more powerful. It pretty much, when it comes to nostalgia, it's like, number one, when it comes to nostalgia, is, smell, right? That's number one. Which, by the way, I realized, the last time I talked about the whole, like, nostalgia thing and smell nostalgia, I was, like, trying to come up with the example of why smell nostalgia was so powerful and, like, what the experience was that, you know, made me feel it. But I couldn't, like, you know, articulate what I was thinking. I couldn't remember what I was planning on talking about. But I remember now. And it is fire. Just, like, outdoor, like, campfire fire. When you smell that shit, it brings you back to when you were a fucking kid. Every time, without fail. At least for me, it does. Okay. How did Loki take... that Loki. How did he take, like, a quarter of his health and damage before I even shot a single tear at him? Sure. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ. Okay. So, yeah. Smell nostalgia, numero uno, absolutely. Number two, I'd say is very close between sound and taste. I don't know, I'm not one of them people who studies the human psyche, but I do like to read about it. And from what I have gathered, along with my own empirical evidence, observations of myself and others, I think it's definitely somewhere like number two best, most impactful nostalgia is definitely like a tie between taste and sound. I think so. I think that's definitely the case. I think definitely. Yeah, good job, me. There's no contradictions. So. This is fucking too wild for me. I gotta drop this shit. And then, you know, whatever. Out of those two, if you want to actually have a single, you know, second place and don't want to just divvy it up between two, then whichever one of those is in second is obviously third. And then fourth, I don't fucking know. I don't think feel really gives a great sense of nostalgia. It can, but not dramatically so. And then sight's fucking, you know, sight, whatever. I'd say all nostalgia is facilitated by sight. But it's not, you know, it's not a cause of nostalgia all its own, you know? I don't know, I'm talking out of my ass at this point, so. Sorry if I'm just fucking completely off base. Completely out of line, you know? Oh, I did watch, the Alien movies again, because I love to watch the Alien movies. I just love to watch the whole quadrilogy, all in, like, a short time frame. It was over the course of 2 days. And yes, I said quadrilogy. I do consider Resurrection part of it. I consider it an Alien movie, however much people hate it. It's still fucking miles better than Prometheus, not close. But I've never seen the assembly cut, I realized, for Alien 3. I just now, for the first time ever, saw it. And it was weird. It was so weird. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, Alien 3 actually had the theatrical release, which was directed by David Fincher. However, there was a lot of horseshit going down with the creation of Alien 3, involving shifting of, you know, directors and scripts and Apparently it was like Fox just ruined everything, and David Fincher kind of disowned the movie, which is kind of sad because I actually liked it. But regardless, that was the theatrical release, and the main thing that people talk about the differences between the two is that in the theatrical release, the alien was born. Oh, of course, it's fucking cursed. The alien was born from a dog. And people don't want to see dogs get hurt. So, alright, that was a good one. That's a good one. Not so good. That's fine. And that's not good. Badoink. Anyway, sure. Okay, and so, like, that's one of the main things people talk about. Kind of understandably so. Because in the assembly cut, the difference is that instead of it being spawned from a dog, it comes from these cow-type beasts, oxen sorts. And that is a difference. But through watching it, I realized they're fucking completely different. Oh yeah, let me get back to the thing about David Fincher and blah blah blah. Alien 3 assembly cut was not even, there was no credit given to David Fincher because he had absolutely nothing to do with it. He didn't even touch it. The assembly cut was created after Fincher disowned the movie, but before it was set to have a DVD release. Whoever was in charge of the DVD release created the assembly cut, which essentially it reshot a lot of parts of the movie, as well as, honestly, it just kind of fucking changed the movie entirely. Can you stop shooting and jump one goddamn time, please? Christ almighty. I just took fucking, like, 3 hits for no reason. So Assembly Cut, as a movie, is actually so dramatically different than Alien 3 theatrical release. It really is. They're completely different movies. Like, the only similarities are the fact that, and here's your spoiler warning, for those who somehow haven't seen Alien 3, which, mind you, came out 23 years ago, so highly recommend watching that movie. But if you haven't seen it, spoiler warning. The main similarities between them, obviously, is the beginning bit where Hicks and Newt and Bishop are all dead, and Ripley's the sole survivor. That plot point is the same. Whatever. Other plot points that are the same include Ripley having the alien queen inside of her. And the entire story takes place on a planet where the only inhabitants are convicts, and there's no weapons. That pretty much, and I guess their main plan was also the same. Their main plan to get rid of the alien was also the same. But like a lot more like subtle plot points, the non-huge plot points were all just different, like completely different. I hate you. I hate you so much, Cage. Of the small plot points that were the same, the biggest one is probably that the situation where 2 of the guys are found dead. Oh, thank you. 2 of the guys are found dead, and the convict who's like, you know, a multi-murder serial killer guy is blamed, and he just keeps saying that it was a dragon. I saw a dragon. A dragon killed him. That was like the only small plot point that was unchanged between the versions. Everything else was so fucking different. And I guess they still included the almost rape scene, which felt unnecessary, but whatever. But yeah, other than those things, like, it was watching a different movie. It really just was. It was just a different thing entirely. It was crazy. It was very, very, very bizarre. Because I didn't hear about the assembly cut being so different before watching it. I didn't at all. All I knew about was the whole dog versus ox thing. which was honestly such a small plot point. Although, in fairness, the motivation for the first character who gets killed off is non-existent if there isn't a dog, so whatever. Also, what I found funny, I don't know if this was part of the assembly cut, or if it was accidentally added in a later release, or what. I have no clue of the story behind it. I heard that it might have had something to do with the Blu-ray release, rather than just being an assembly cut quirk. But the character with the dog in the theatrical release, he... in the scene where he dies, he, like, calls out to Spike, who's his dog, who doesn't exist in this version. So, it's very weird. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that episode. If you did, please be sure to leave a like. And make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, so you can see more Isaac in the future. I do upload daily Isaac videos, and oh yeah, look forward to when Afterbirth releases, which I don't know if they have a release date yet, but it looks like they're getting a lot closer to release. They're making a lot of progress, that's for sure. And if you don't see all the progress and stuff, or if you want to know where to see it, Edmund McMillan's Tumblr is a great place. Also follow Tyrone Rodriguez on Twitter. That's his name, right? Tyrone Rodriguez? Let me double check. Tyrone Rodriguez. He's one of the devs at Nicholas, and he's the founder at Nicholas, apparently. Didn't know that. So follow them if you want to see more, you know, Afterbirth updates and shit. But when that expansion comes out, I'll be playing the fuck out of it. So look forward to that. And other than that, I'll see you in the next one, guys. Take care. Ciao.